Welcome back, everybody, to another Jah and Pint show. I'm your host, Half Pint, and that's my co-host who thinks he's in meditation. Buddha bless, Joel. None of you in meditation, my brother.
The secret meeting that changed hip hop.
Well, Joel,
Did it
everybody.
happen?
For me, I know that there are some entities that are put together to stop the progress of minorities and specifically blacks as a people. However, I don't know if I necessarily believe in this particular conspiracy that we're going to be talking about today.
Although I do believe that economic inequality, when prisons were run by the state and by the government, that was one thing. But when you privatize prisons and started to sell stock,
If you build it,
they will come. Say I run a record label, and hey, look, man, they're building prisons, man. You might want to get in on that.
Yeah.
And so I got to hedge my bets. I'm in this to make money. I'm a businessman.
Right.
So now we got to keep these prisons filled up.
Well, you know they're not going to fill them up with the majority, so they're going to use minority. Now, is hip hop or the face of hip hop now that catalyst to put money in their pockets? I think that there are laws that were already set up and things
Yeah.
are already in place for those things to happen. But even to now, and they talk about, and you hear it in Michelle Alexander's new Jim Crow when she's talking about when they
You plug somebody else on my show.
the private industry and the industrial complex and how that is supposed to be making money for those business people. One of the reasons is so that they start outsourcing.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about money. The whole objective to start a business is to make a profit.
So you have to look. So when Schoolie D came with what he was saying, they didn't promote it like that. The same thing with Ice-T. It wasn't until NWA came along. I don't believe in calling it gangster rap. Hip hop, it's a part of hip hop, and rap is rap. But the whole thing is when you start to, on your platform to promote a certain negativity, and at your shows, there are nothing but incidents after incident after incident. And so if you got stocks in prison, you start to notice this, that it's to my benefit if they promote violence and these kids are stupid enough to act on that. At one time, music was not, it did not impress upon you like that. But in this day and age, for some reason, Pint it does, and I don't know why.
I think it does because, again, you have all those entities now working in concert, and you have no voice of reason. In the 50s and the 60s and the 70s, even in the 80s, you had someone at the forefront and at the pulpit that spoke for those communities and those disenfranchised, other than the hip hop artists. And those hip hop artists and that speaker had almost the same image, the same vision. Now there is no elder in the community, or the kids don't respect the elder. So what ends up happening is that when you have those messages or those ideas or conspiracies, it's easy to say, yeah, that's what happened. And they sit there, they sitting around the table, and they try to plot on the community and destroy the community. But at the same time, if you know that, or even if you believe that, then why are you still perpetuating this image by buying that music?
So now I think that we're looking for excuses as to why we messed up in the game. Because the powers that be had a secret meeting in Hollywood, and they destroyed us. It's like the white man got his foot on my neck.
Like Chuck said, go to those radio stations and pick it. Go to the BETs, the executives of BET, and ask questions. I remember seeing an interview where someone was asking Stephen Hill about his role and the detriment of young people today being an executive on BET. He couldn't even answer the question. And so, yes, I believe that if we take more responsibility for what we put out and what we buy, then no one will question whether or not it's a conspiracy or not.
But that's not going to happen, and that's not going to happen, because when you come from a place of nothing, now you take a young lady, she has no way of getting a nickel except for her looks, and she's got a spectacular body. What is she going to be reduced to? When you look at this young man, he doesn't have those looks, he doesn't have that body, or he does, but he ain't going to go that way. What is his next option? A bag of dope or a gun? It's not about no secret meeting. It's about need. It's about his need over what you want. Now his thing is he's gonna go sign with this dude because he knows that he can. He ain't thinking about moving out of the hood because he don't have to think that far.
He got that hood.
But he knows that he can get $1 million up front. He can get something to eat. He can get his mother this. He can get his mother that. He could be 16 or 17. She will sign that contract, and they will have him in there.
And I agree, but that comes from lack of direction, lack of knowledge in our community. We're not telling, or even if we are telling, because the need is so great, because they have no other examples, because there is no spokesperson, and they don't care about the history because they don't respect the history of it. That's the reason why they go do it.
So the only thing that you can do, which is never going to happen, is you have to boycott the whole industry.
I agree.
And it's never going to happen. These young kids got to say, I'm not signing that. I'm not going to do that. And it's never going to happen because the need is always going to outweigh what we want. And all it takes is one smart businessman. Now, look at what Donald Trump does. And 1 million people do what he does, but he's the most famous one. That's not a conspiracy. It's that he came up with something, they followed him, and it's monkey see, monkey do.
So, in other words, what you're saying, I'm only critiquing or summarizing what you said as far as what about this conspiracy. It's not so much that it's a conspiracy as much as it is monkey see, monkey do, because it's all about copycatting. So it wasn't nobody sitting around the table saying that we're going to do this. It was just happening because things were aligned the way that they were, and everyone said, "Oh, this works, so now I'm going to do it."
Because look at Michael Jordan. Now he's a businessman,
and he
right, and he knows that kids are killing each other over Jordans,
over $200 pair of sneakers,
so,
and yet he does not do anything to say, you know what, don't buy my sneaker, or better yet, let me pull a Stephon Marbury and sell my sneakers for $20 so nobody kill each other.
Or let me get out of these prisons.
Exactly.
But the thing is, when you get into the hood, the currency is drastically different. It's gold, it's platinum, it's Jordans. That is your currency. Are you running around here with Sean John across your back and Calvin Klein down your leg and Jordan?
You want to be named your label whore.
You're a walking advertisement.
For people that don't care nothing about you.
For a millionaire, and a target for people who want what you who want what you have that they don't have,
or what they think you can afford.
Because it's the currency of the day in the hood, and it's a status symbol, and that's why social economic equality is the bigger conspiracy. Not somebody sitting in the room talking about we're going to destroy hip hop. You ain't got to do that.
It'll implode from itself right about
exactly.
now. Well. They don't even agree on this. I think we agreed on this. I think that was a nice conversation, Joel.
You get it every once in a while.
Sometimes you act like you're intelligent.
You understand some things.
Whatever. We'd like to thank you for coming out to another Jah and Pint show. I'm your host, Half Pint.
I'm Big Homie.
Catch us
we ain't from
every Tuesday, rapstation.com.
Yo, my name's Joel. I'm just swinging. I'm
Hit
not
us
blinging.
up at Jah Pint Twitter, Jah Pint Gmail, Jah Pint Facebook. We love to hear from you. Tell us what you think.
Yo, what's up? Yo, what's up, Hollywood?
Maybe
yo,
we'll get
I'm
a
swinging.
For Joel.
Yeah, I'm not blinging.
Throw
not
us some
mean.
topics.
You know what I'm
Whatever
saying?
the case may be.
Yo,
show us your love.
Hair Pint that took a gold caps out.
Peace.
Know what I mean? And she got on platinum socks. Yo.
Stupid.